Insurance, basically, is the transfer of risk. Types of risk. There are two types of risk: pure risk and speculative risk. Pure risk is the type of risk that you can insure. It also means that it's something that you cannot possibly have a gain from entering into that kind of risk. Whereas speculative risk, you could have a loss or a gain. Think of gambling in Las Vegas. Can't buy an insurance policy for that. It's speculative. Let's talk about types of hazards. There are physical hazards. They are something that causes or is a reason for a loss. Like, you've been smoking since you were 14 years old. That's definitely a hazard. Or, I lied on my insurance application. That's a moral hazard. You're not telling the truth. All different kinds of hazards. Hazards are conditions that increase the probability of an insured having a loss. A peril is a cause of a loss. And what is a loss exactly in and of itself? A loss is a reduction in value. It's something that would cause you to file a claim with your insurance company. And by having insurance, you transfer that risk of loss. It's shared with the insurance company, and they give you the protection of the insurance policy to cover a possible loss. Handling risk. There are several things you can do. For example, you can totally avoid something in order to stay away from the risk. Like, you don't want to have a car accident, so you never drive a car, you never get in a car. That would be avoiding it. Another term is retention. Retention is when you actually self-insure, if you would. You assume all of the costs of any risks that you might encounter. You can reduce risk. For example, you're afraid of having car accidents, so maybe you don't drive on the interstates and you only drive on surface roads. That would be reducing your risk of a possible car accident. And then there's transferring risk. When you take out insurance, you're transferring the risk from yourself solely to the insurance company. Insurable risk. There's several items that come under this topic. First of all, the risk has to be due to chance. It's not something you plan, okay? It has to be definite and measurable. It has to be statistically predictable so that the actuaries can work with that condition and properly price products, for example. Cannot be catastrophic, meaning hugely impactful, and it must randomly be selected, and you have large loss exposure.